up, guys? Rainer here, coming back again. Smite, Arachne, in the jungle. So her one, there it is, on the ground next to me, broodlings. She puts down a nest of broodlings that spawn 2 spiders if the nest is unattacked, 1 if it is. Broodlings are basically a pet minion that can do damage, aggro. They also serve as wards. Her 2, drain life. Arachne leaps onto the back of the enemy, draining life from them and restoring health to Arachne. It also silences your opponent, which is useful for preventing people from using their abilities to escape. Her 3, Tangled Web. She throws down an area of effect that will reduce enemy movement speed. And then her 4, her ultimate, Cocoon. She throws a web out in front of her, pulling enemies towards her and stunning them. I must preface this footage by saying this is my second account because I am a terrible jungler. If you are a reasonably high level in Smite and want to learn how to jungle, this is probably the best way to do it. It's very difficult to learn to jungle, and playing against high level people is rough. They're very unforgiving, especially to people learning the game. You saw her ultimate there as I pulled Artemis out of tower, and then you see her 2 drain life there as I leap onto Agni and drain some of his health to get my health back up to a reasonable level. I tried playing Arachne against people my skill level in like Arena and anything like that. She doesn't do well in team fights. It's her biggest weakness. Her strengths reside in attacking from ambush. You're going to see me here pull Agni off of Neath with my ultimate. Pull him right off so he can't get the finish on Neath there. And that is where her strength is. So I pick up this buff camp here at the side. And as I do, I walk up here to the red camp and put down my broodlings. This is how you jungle with Arachne. Use your broodlings as much as possible. That's what they're here for. It bears noting that the amount of points you have into broodlings affects how many you can place on the field. At level 1, you can place 1. At level 5, you can place 5. I use my ultimate here on Agni because I'm here and my ultimate was up. Her ultimate got one of the fastest cooldowns in the game at like 30 seconds. So don't hesitate to use the thing. It also bears noting that it can pull people through walls. So you don't even have to really have a direct line of sight on them. You can just pull them through walls. I don't ever do it in this footage because I'm not good. I'm not a good Arachne player. I'm a terrible jungler. Her passive, Poison Claws, you actually saw it go to work there on Fenrir. Whenever she hits somebody with her basic attacks, you can actually see it burning health off of Hades right now. It applies poison to them. Hades is trying to get away desperately here. Our Hades drops his ultimate, pulls him in. He tries to escape by tunneling away. I pull my Cocoon over and somehow pull Mercury instead of Hades. Leap onto the back of his head with Drain Life, pull some health away, throw down my Tangled Webs to try to cut off his line of retreat. He goes the other direction and pops his ultimate to escape.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
I head back over into the jungle here to pick up this mid camp. The reason this footage is in here is for this one fact right here. My broodlings on the map are going to serve a purpose. You can see the damage popping up in the corner, and my broodlings pick up a kill on Fenrir because he wasn't paying attention. And broodlings can actually do a decent amount of damage. When you get both of them spawned up and attacking your opponent, they do about 100 damage a second. It's against heavy characters, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it will do damage over time. It's definitely not damage that can just be ignored. You see Ao Kuang standing here in mid lane, just screaming help. Hades responds like an adult by spamming it back. I move into mid lane to try to help cover him and push this lane. And I'm wondering why he was screaming for help the entire time. There's no one there. So I move over into left here because Agni's over here and he activated my broodlings. So I'm going to jump in here and give my broodlings a hand. Finishing off Agni. Mercury's trying to escape, so I jump onto him and silence him while Hades' ultimate pulls in. He falls back into the tornadoes from Ao Kuang, picking up the kill. Jumping ahead, I clear mid camps, and Fenrir leaps onto Neith's head. So I throw my tangled web, miss my ultimate, and turn back towards my web. Hades shows up. I come back to help Neith again. Throw down a couple of auto attacks. You can see the damage just burning off of Hades. The poison claws aren't a ton of damage, but they are important damage. So I leech onto Mercury there, throw down my tangled webs, and just start auto attacking. I'm focusing on Mercury here as much as possible because he's the damage. You see that the poison finishes him off there. I do a bunch of attack damage to Hades. He tunnels away and dies as well. So there you go. The poison claws, it is damage that is significant. So we jump ahead. I am here in mid lane with Ao Kuang. Mercury comes at me. Throw down my tangled webs because I thought he wanted to fight. He doesn't want to fight. Cocoon him. He's trying to get away. Ao Kuang hits him with Squall, which slows him down, allowing me to silence him so he can't escape anymore. And the Ao Kuang ultimate finishes him off. I come over here and start focusing Agni. You can see the poison claws just burning his health away, so I throw a tangled web in front of him so he can't escape and finish him just as the Neith arrow is about to make contact. Nobody steals my kills. Nobody. Ao Kuang dies to Fenrir. Nothing much I could have done there, so I'm heading back quickly to try to back up the rest of my team back here at our towers. You can see I'm going to try to cocoon through a wall here, but I miss entirely because Hades slides away. Throw my tangled webs, slow everybody down so they can't escape. Leech onto Fenrir's head. Neith picks up the kill. Hades drops his ultimate and I get confused, so I completely missed the other Hades. Fortunately, Neith's here to do some damage to him and help him reassure the fact he needs to get away. Mercury shows up, drops his ultimate. Hades turns around and decides this is a good enough time to engage. So I just stand here and whoop on him for a little bit. Picking up a kill, jump onto Mercury's head and leech a bunch of health off of him. He's gonna try to get away here. I'm going to let him because I'm out of mana. And it's very hard to chase down with Arachne when you're out of mana. Moving ahead here, I pushed left lane all the way up to their second tower, pretty much unopposed, because everyone is terrified of me. So, thanks to my Devourer's Gauntlets, I can get lifesteal here on these towers, and I'm able to sustain while in tower, enough to take down the tower solo. So I pushed all the way up to the Phoenix on the left-hand side, all by myself. Unopposed, Arachne's not bad laning, especially when you're into the late game. I mean, I'm level 20, 19 here. Pulled Artemis right out of tower and finished her off, giving us a deicide. Move back into the jungle and get some of my health back. Move back over here to the Phoenix as we push up, and you'll see that Agni's here, and he's going to do as much damage as he can to me as fast as possible. Throws down his Noxious Fumes, hits me with his Path of Flames, and then his other ability misses 2 of his 3 ultimates, but hits me with a third. If he'd hit me with those first 2, I would have easily died. Now, he's trying to chase me down to finish the kill. I move him into my realm. Close range. Jump onto his head, get some leech, try to throw down my cocoons, get stunned. Hit him with the ultimate, pull him close, and finish him off. Now, one of my subs has asked me to talk about how to beat Arachne, because, I mean, you guys might be able to see, she's actually extremely powerful. She's one of the best junglers in the game as far as the early and mid-game go. Once you get her to level 5, that's when her game starts. You have to get there as fast as possible to even be effective. But here's where Arachne's crutch comes in. All of her damage, with the exception of her 2, Drain Life, is based around auto attacks. So if you can, like, just negate her auto attack damage by either having Hide of the Nemean Lion's a good choice, or basically any good physical protection to deal with her, I recommend that Hide of the Nemean Lion for sure. And then when you get to the late game, her damage just drops off. She really just has no sustained late game. You can see we're getting outlaned now. We're just getting pushed hard. I'm trying not to get killed. People are just doing massive amounts of damage to me because I don't have any protections. You have to build her as a glass cannon because she doesn't have any abilities to counter any of her other damage. She relies wholly on her auto attacks to do the damage that she needs done. And once you start dominating early and mid-game as Arachne, everybody will start focusing you whenever you show up because you can't build any protections. If you build protections, you're just taking away from yourself. In a one-on-one fight, that's where your strength is. You can see that there against Mercury. I just whooped him in one-on-one. Here we are in a more team fight scenario. So I put broodlings down to kind of prepare because I know they're coming for me. Mercury shows up again. He's got the entire team behind him. So I have to really work it. I'm putting in a lot of work here. Hades shows up and drops his ultimate, which is great. Allows me to jump onto Agni's head here and get some of my health back. Finishing off Agni, focusing on Hades here because he's right in front of me. And Fenrir's desperately just trying to get me in his ultimate. Picks me up in his ultimate, but everyone else is down. So it's just a one-on-one fight, and it allows me to pick up the triple kill as Mercury flashes away. Due to my earlier success, I was able to get to the late game quicker than everybody else, so I was still overpowered there. We're getting to the point where that's not the case anymore. The other team is catching up. I mean, we've got over double their kills. I mean, it's in any normal match, somebody would have surrendered by now, I feel. But they didn't. They just stuck with it because they know late game Arachne is not as competitive. I mean, you can see that her health doesn't scale very well. I mean, I went in solo on a quarter health Phoenix and lost like half my health bar. You see Artemis just walks up here, drops her ultimate, I get stunned, and she drops me almost instantly because I got nothing I can do to that. As we move in here into the very final clip of the game, let me talk about the build that you want to have for Arachne. Very first thing you buy, boots, Bumba's Mask, Hand of the Gods. With your Bumba's Mask, it's essential for any jungler to help you move through the jungle and get your experience at shared camps more. And then the Hand of the Gods helps you clear camps faster. Always important when you're jungling. Next up we go with Devourer's Gauntlets, just because it provides you with some much needed lifesteal to keep your sustain up as most of your damage comes from auto attacks. You can use her too to get life back, but it helps with your auto attack also contributing to that factor. Next up, Executioner Gauntlet, or no, the Executioner, because all of your damage comes from auto attacks. So why not build your auto attacks to fit that need? I would say that Executioner is easily replaceable by Keen Size. It's a matter of choice. This match I went with the Executioner. Next up, Malice. You need that critical hit. The critical hits are important. Malice is the best item for that purpose. Finally, Deathbringer makes your crits more critical. It's great. Once you get to the very late game, as we are now, sell your Bumba's Mask and buy Hastened Fatalis. It makes you auto attack faster because that's all your damage is. It's just you're focusing on auto attacks. You see I've died here in this team fight, but our team managed to pick up the rest of the enemy team. The only one left up is Mercury, and he's coming to try to save the Phoenix in the mid lane push.
Your team has destroyed a middle enemy Phoenix.
There he is. Trying to focus on Neath. Takes a lot of damage very quickly from our team. And there he goes. The team pushes in to secure the Titan kill just before the enemies start coming back up. Anyway, guys, this is Rainer. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.